morning. Happy Valentine's Day.
That's right. Happy Valentine's.
Yes, February 14th, and this is Wgtv Today, Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best. Good Thursday morning.
Well, happy Valentine's Day.
Well, same to you, Wayne.
Aren't you so? Look at your shirt, your blouse.
That's right. I got Valentine's, little hearts all over it.
Yeah,
that's right.
I don't.
No, you don't, but that's okay.
But
You can still celebrate.
Okay, I'm still celebrating.
That's
Happy
right.
Valentine's Day to everyone there. Today, on the almanac, 1929,
Uh-oh.
St. Valentine's Day Massacre took place.
Oh, my goodness. Wayne Alley.
I know, isn't that terrible?
Yes.
I know, it's terrible. Anyway, it was Chicagoland. It happened in Chicago, and you had to see the movie to really get the idea of what happened, because I'm not going to go into it right now.
No.
Anyway, it was a mess. 1988 it was. Connecticut school teacher Catherine Pollard received official permission from the all-male Boy Scouts to actually become a troop scoutmaster. She had unofficially led her son's Boy Scout troop from 1970 to 74, so she became the first lady female scoutmaster. 1991, for Valentine's Day, President Bush gave First Lady Barbara, this is Bush 41 now, gave Barbara Bush a small electronic thesaurus and dictionary. Now, how romantic is that?
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. How romantic is that?
What were you thinking?
I know, well.
What were you thinking?
Let's see now. T.G. Shepherd. You ever heard the name T.G.
Yes.
Shepherd? He's, of course, a country singer and a fantastic artist. 1998, he was best man for 35 different grooms.
Oh, wow.
He was the best man for 35 different grooms at a Las Vegas hotel. The event was held for the winners of the national radio promotion for Shepherd's song, She's Getting the Rock. Not She's Getting the Rock, She's Getting the Rock. And so in 2001, 4 rustlers removed the back seat from a 4-door Russian automobile, and they carried a dairy cow named Mashka.
Oh, wow.
40 miles with her head sticking out of the window to a village east of Moscow. Russian police arrested these 4 geniuses, these rustlers, shortly after they sold the hot cow. Mashka survived uninjured. They're in the pokey, in the Russian jail, and there you are. Having a birthday today, one of my favorite actresses, Meg Tilly. She's 52. You know who Meg Tilly is?
Yes, I do.
Wow. She's 52 today. Florence Henderson.
Oh, yeah.
What was that, Brady Bunch?
Brady Bunch.
Brady Bunch. Flo is 78 years today. You know, she is such a talented, she was on Broadway for so many years.
That's exactly right.
Singer, dancer, she did it all.
She can do it all. She still can.
Right. Yes, she can, and she's 78 years today. Ken Wall, you'd know him if you saw him. If you don't know the name, he's 55 today. Handsome, kind of a leading character, leading actor. And magician Teller of Penn and Teller.
Don't know that one.
Penn and Teller, these guys are really wacky, and they're funny, but they're very talented. Penn and Teller. Teller is 64 today. All right, that's our almanac right off the bat.
That's right.
Right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate on Valentine's Day.
That's right.
But on today's show, what you can look forward to seeing is Wayne did a recent interview with a highway patrolman.
That's right. Ken Hutt, there you go.
That's right. We have someone in from the Boys and Girls Club to talk about the benefits of the Boys and Girls Club and new things, new ventures that are happening there.
Oh, yeah.
And we also have a representative from Seymour Johnson Air Force Base to come and chat with us today.
Great.
So we have a full show, good lineup today, so stay with us. We have lots to talk about.
We do indeed. We do indeed. You know, did we talk about the Chinese New Year?
No, we have not talked about that.
Okay, well, we may talk about that later in the program.
I think we might.
How's that? Yeah, and by the way, Happy New Year in Ni Hao in Chinese, and Chinese New Year. This is the year of the what?
Snake.
Snake. Year of the snake.
Right. That's right. Let's see if I can find that information. We'll chat about it. I've got it.
Oh.
Here we go.
Already?
Let's see. Yep.
Oh, okay.
We'll
talk about it
go ahead
now.
and talk about it.
Okay.
All right. It is definitely the year of the snake. The snake can be, this is what they say, fun-loving, charitable, and sexy.
What?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Really?
There you go. I guess not the snake himself, the people that have the characteristics of the snake.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
That's
probably
the positive characteristics of a snake.
Do we have negative?
We do.
Oh.
The snake can also be judgmental, pessimistic, and fickle.
Oh.
So that's characteristics that people possess that have the traits of a snake. And let me tell you, we'll back up a minute.
Okay.
The year of the snake are people born in these particular years had these characteristics typically.
Mm-hmm.
1929,
29.
1941, 1953, 1965, that's me,
Oh,
1977, 1989, 2001. They are all snakes.
really? All right, now
Now we got to back up.
The zodiac it runs at 12 years at a
Right.
time, and you were born in 1965. You
Right.
are
Obviously a snake.
the snake. All right,
I'm a
now again,
Scorpio.
what was the positive?
All right, the positive was
yeah.
the snake can be fun-loving,
Oh, yeah.
charitable, and
Yeah.
sexy. That's
Okay.
interesting.
Okay.
The negative, we can also be judgmental, pessimistic, and fickle, so they say.
Really?
Well, how
What do you
about
mean,
that?
so they say?
So they say.
What do you mean, so they say? All right.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Well, so how did that all come to be?
I don't know.
It
I don't
seems-
know. Tell me.
Well, I'm glad you said that.
Uh-huh.
It seems that according to legend,
Yes.
the celebration of the Chinese New Year began with a monster. The monster's name was Neon. The beast would arrive on the first day of the new year and devour crops. It would eat livestock and it would eat people. Now, to protect themselves, people put food outside their doors, hoping that Neon would not attack after eating.
Oh, wow.
They also used firecrackers to scare away Neon. N-I-A-N. It's not N-E-O-N. It's N-I-A-N. Now, one year, Neon was driven from a village by a child wearing red clothes. So people began hanging red lanterns and scrolls on their windows and doors when the new year began. And then Neon never came back again.
Really?
He's gone. Wonderful. Neon was eventually, by the way, the legend goes on, Neon was eventually captured and by a Taoist monk and became his ride, his mount. You know, like some people would ride a horse. Well, this Taoist monk rode a monster,
Wow.
Neon. So the Chinese New Year is celebrated with a festival beginning on the first day of the first lunar month in the Chinese calendar. That's why it's not on the same day each year. But it ends on the 15th day, at least since the Han Dynasty, and before that, the dynasty is celebrating during the 12th, 11th, and 10th months. The Neon legend explains the food, the lanterns, and the fireworks, and the monster out in the street. You know, you've seen the
Yes,
monsters
oh,
all
yes.
going up, all up and down, that we associate with the holiday. And it goes on to explain why the animals are in a particular order
Okay.
on the
Good, 'cause
calendar.
I was wondering that.
Okay, well, I'm not going to do that right now. We'll talk about that in just a little while, about at the beginning of each cycle, the
Right.
12-year cycle. The first one is the rat,
Yes.
for some reason. And I'll explain why. It has to do with crossing a river.
Oh.
And it was a race as to who would get to the other side first.
And the rat obviously won.
Well,
Maybe. That's just a
well,
guess.
Actually, he did, but I'll
he?
tell you why in just a
Okay.
few minutes.
Well, the snake has a lot of good characteristics. Let me tell you just a few of what
Wait
it
a minute,
symbolizes.
you're backtracking now.
I
What is it? Aren't you?
No, it's still the year of the snake, right?
Yeah.
I can't tell any symbol why
Oh,
it
sure you
symbolizes.
can, sure you can. Sure you can. Go ahead, I'll keep my mouth shut.
Well, the year of the snake symbolizes wealth and prosperity. In money matters, people born in the year of the snake usually have good luck. They don't have to worry too much about money, so they say.
Wow.
Let me tell you a couple famous snakes.
You'll notice I'm not a snake.
Bob Dylan is a snake.
Is he really?
He is. Audrey Hepburn,
Oh, wow.
Liz Hurley, Dean Martin. Wow. Ryan
Dean Martin?
O'Neill, Brad Pitt, Brooke Shields,
Get out of here.
Dionne Warwick, Oprah Winfrey. Hey, Oprah, we share the same snake. Kim Basinger. How about that? There's a long list of famous celebrity
That's great.
snakes.
Dean Martin. Wow.
Dean Martin was a snake.
That's impressive. And Katharine Hepburn.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
No, not Catherine, Audrey.
Oh, Audrey
my
Hepburn.
friend Audrey.
Audrey, your friend. That's
friend.
right. That's right.
Remember, she's a friend of mine.
Oh, yeah. And Dean's a friend of mine.
Yeah, there
right,
we go.
Dino?
That's right. And we'll tell you more about the year of the snake.
Isn't
that interesting?
That is. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun, too. Okay, mark your calendars, because coming up, the big agriculture livestock show and sale, the junior livestock show and sale is getting underway. Now, let's see. Now, today's Valentine's Day. That means that this coming Monday, there will be the beginning of a series of workshops.
That's right.
At the Wayne Regional Fairgrounds for the Junior Livestock Show and Sale. Now, if you're participating in the show and sale, you need to attend at least 2 of these workshops. And if you have any questions about this, you can call Eileen Coit or Eddie Pitzer. Eileen, of course, is the livestock agent, extension agent for the County of Wayne, Cooperative Extension Service. And of course, Eddie Pitzer is the manager of the Wayne Regional Agricultural Fair and runs the fairgrounds out there. So if you want to be a part of this, that's great. It is a big, big thing. So
Yes, it
be a
is.
part of this. And if you want to know how you can get more information about it, call Eileen Coit or Eddie Pitzer. All right?
And if you want to play bingo,
Bingo!
we've got the opportunity tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at Herman Park Center. The Goldsboro Parks and Recreation will host bingo every second and fourth Friday from 7 p.m. till 9. If you'd like to find out more about playing bingo at the Herman Park Center, call 739-7491. Bingo.
Bingo!
That's right.
And let's see now, Saturday of this week, today's Thursday, that means it's Saturday, there is going to be a blueberry pruning workshop. Now, it's not a prunes berry workshop because it's not. It's a blueberry pruning workshop. And it will feature Bill Klein, who is a research and extension specialist at the NC State University. $10 is all it costs. Starts at 9, goes till noon. It's in the CEFS service building out at CEFS, the Center for Environmental Farming Systems. And if you have any questions about this, you can talk to Lisa Forehand in Raleighwood. And her number in Raleigh is 513-0954. 513-0954.
I bet that could be a profitable business if you're interested in
I'm sure.
growing and nurturing
Yeah.
blueberries, because I sure do love them.
I was in the southern part of the state a few days ago and noticed all the blueberry processing plants there. It is a big business.
It is a big business.
I love blueberries.
It sure is.
Yeah. All right.
Let's see.
Where do we start?
We're going to start with an interview with you and a highway patrolman. Let's
boy.
find out more about it.
There you go. Today we're talking with Trooper Mike Conley with the North Carolina Highway Patrol. And Mike, thanks for being with us. I appreciate you coming in.
Thank you, sir.
Now, Michael, I want to talk about, well, a couple of things. First of all, number one, the North Carolina Highway Patrol. This is Troop C, I believe, in the Wayne County area.
That is correct.
We belong to Troop C, and Troop C covers, what, I guess maybe 8 or 10 counties?
14 counties to be exact.
I knew that. 14 counties. Okay. That's a big area.
Very.
And Wayne County is in about the southernmost part of that particular district, is that
That's
right?
correct. We're on the outer eastern part of the Troop C.
All right. Now, some of the concerns that you and I have talked about and some of the other troopers have talked about, some of the biggest concerns of yours and other Highway Patrol folks right now is the move over law. Tell us about the law.
The move over law states when you see an emergency vehicle, now it also encompasses DOT vehicles, fire trucks, anything like that. If you see it on the shoulder of the roadway and it has its lights activated, that you need to at least slow down if you cannot move over. So if there's a car like you're on US 70, there's a car in the left-hand lane, you're in the right-hand lane, at least slow down, come to a decent speed. Still not try to come by 55, 60 miles an hour or whatever. Just slow down if you cannot move. But if you're able to move over, please move over for us. We've had, in a 2-year time period, over 100 troopers hit and 2 killed.
In 2 years?
Yes, sir.
Over 100?
That's just with the Highway Patrol.
Wow.
And they've done everything. We've done different kind of studies, changed lighting on the vehicles, even started putting red lights on some vehicles to see if stuff would change. And Georgia's been doing the same thing too, because they had a lot, and it seems like it's still happening.
I don't know what all the others look like, but I think we have some of the sharpest cruisers in the country.
I'll have to agree with that.
Okay,
Yes,
we
sir.
really do. I mean, look at that. but now, this is really serious. Now, the law says that on a 4-lane highway, you move to the
Left
furthest away.
Right.
If they're in the middle, you move to the right. If they're if they're on the apron, they move to the middle.
That's correct.
Move to the furthest lane away from and slow down.
Yes. And if you can't move over, at least slow down some.
Now, this is always the case whether you have pulled a car for a violation, or whether there's a problem of some sort. The car's broken down and there's a trooper there helping and assisting, or for whatever reason. The other traffic must slow down, move to the furthest lane away.
That's correct.
And still, that's the law, and it's been the law for a couple of 3 years now.
It has been.
And still over 100 troopers have been hit and 2 have been killed.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
What about a 2-lane road?
You just need to slow down.
Slow down as
Yes,
much
sir.
as you can.
And if you, like I said, if you can't slow down in the 4-lane, I mean, if you can move over, can't move over, please still at least slow down.
Slow down, yeah. Well, it gets pretty dangerous out there.
Yeah, US 70 is pretty packed at times.
Yeah.
It's one of our busier corridors in this county.
Is there has there been a determination or a study done as to why people are not adhering to this new law?
It's just inattention.
They're not paying attention.
Yes, sir. California's done some studies, like they have like the amber lights you see on the back of the cars.
Yeah.
They were actually talking about that motorists were actually being drawn into the cars by the amber lights. It just gets the way it caught their attention. So they started quitting using them on their U.S. highways, interstates, and stuff like that.
Really?
They're officers. They cut them lights off. So, and
Amber.
Georgia's even done stuff where they actually try to turn all their lights off, so it looks just like a broke down vehicle, and they were still getting hit.
And
right.
they're still getting hit.
So they're trying a whole bunch of other stuff. And out west, where we have more troopers get hit out there, that's where they started putting red lights in the cars, saying that the red was more visible than the amber was. So.
It seems to me that this would happen more during the daytime. Is there any indication of that?
It's a combination of both. We had one hit back at Christmas time, was actually during the daytime, and then 4 months before that, I got hit at night at 2 o'clock. I got hit at 2 o'clock in the morning. So.
Now, when your lights are on, how can people not see? I mean, you can see these lights flashing a mile away.
It's just inattention. Like in my case, when I got hit, when the gentleman got out of his car, I went to go check on him, and he asked me if I was going to call the police. So he didn't even see my lights. So
he asked if you were going to call the police.
That's correct. That was his first. I said, "Are you all right?" He's like, "Are you going to call the police?" And I was kind of like, "Who do you think you hit?"
Yeah.
And then he looked at me, and of course, but that just tells me he never even seen the lights or anything to begin with.
He wasn't paying attention.
He wasn't paying attention at all.
Obviously.
So.
Oh my goodness. Well, this is very serious. Inattention. Is there a determination that these people are using their cell phones or texting or anything like that?
No, because like Saturday night we were doing a checkpoint on 111, and I was walking up to the car to check the lady's driver's license. Another trooper just got in the car that was beside hers and take some enforcement action. And as I was talking to her, I can hear it like ABS brakes grabbing. And I just took off enough time to get back to my car when she got struck by the car that was coming up behind her. And we asked the driver, what happened. She was like, well, I was looking at the blue lights over there, never even looking at anything else to see if there was anything in the road. Okay. She never even slowed down. So she wound up hitting the truck that we were checking the driver's license on.
Good gracious. I tell you, it's dangerous, and something's going to have to be done to get people to be.
Well, they've tried. We've tried. You try to educate them and stuff, and people get upset because it's a very expensive ticket. It's a $438 ticket for failure to move over. I mean, it's probably one of the best ones most expensive ones you can get out.
Yeah, but I bet they don't do it again.
Well, I mean, you even try, and they've trying to erect signs on major highways and U.S. highways and
I've
stuff.
seen them.
And it's still, it's still going to take some time. I mean,
when you see a blue light, or when you see a vehicle pulled to the side, or if you see a highway patrol cruiser vehicle on the side of the road, please slow down. I mean, that is the law. You slow down, you move to the furthest lane away from that vehicle. And gee whiz, be careful out there.
Yes, sir.
All right. I want to ask you also about some of the other things that the Highway Patrol is doing right now. What do you need to tell people to be aware of right now? What about, let's talk about one of Benny Grady's programs and car safety, child safety seats.
He runs a child safety clinic he puts on every year. The past 2 years he's been out there at Walmart on 70. Yeah. He gets different vendors as far as Target, Chick-fil-A, Coke, Pepsi, they all meet together because it's all about children. Right. And they come out there, and when you come out there, his goal is, and it happens all the time, that if you have a car seat that's expired, been involved in a wreck, because they want to use them after a major wreck or anything like that, that if you need a new one, you don't have one, when you leave there that day, you will have a car seat. And they have child seat technicians, and it's just not from the Highway Patrol, but it's also from the Goldsboro Fire Department, other agencies, stuff. They all come out, everybody's in partnership working together. And that's what it's about, and that's the goal, to make sure everybody has a new car seat when they leave that day.
Well, I'll tell you, that is a great program.
It is.
And Benny's done an amazing job. He and Tommy Graham very much involved with that. And our entire Highway Patrol, the local troop, is just doing an amazing job with this. You guys, I think maybe one of the biggest misconceptions about the Highway Patrol is that you're out there to give tickets. and that you're out there to stop people and all that. But that's not the case at all, is it?
No, it's not.
Why is the highway patrol on the highway?
It's, a lot of times it's just to ensure your safety. I mean, yes, we do have to give out citations, and that's appropriate enforcement action we have to take to make sure the roads are safe. But like as far as these clinics, and just like we were talking about earlier, now you're going to start seeing troopers at schools. And we're going to work the school zones, of course, to reduce speeds, but we're also going to be out there just to be visible. I mean, we might go out there and just eat lunch at the cafeteria that day, or come visit students or whatever. As with all the active shooters in schools and stuff like that, we're here to be a deterrent also.
To be a deterrent at local schools.
Yes, sir.
That is great.
And that's something we take, and this is something that's being taken on statewide. And just like this morning, we had 3 of us working, and 3 of us were at 3 different schools this morning.
Oh man.
So.
Oh, that's great. That's great. But the highway patrol is there to keep you safe on the highways. And you just heard Trooper Conley say that there are people constantly disobeying the law, not obeying the law, by simply plowing into vehicles on the side of the road. I don't get that. They're just not paying attention.
Yes, sir.
I have a problem with automobiles and vehicles that are just too comfortable. You get comfortable, you become complacent, listening to the radio, or you're talking, or you're on the phone, and you have a responsibility to be a responsible driver, to pay attention to what you're doing. Otherwise, you're going to hurt somebody, including yourself.
That's correct.
So how long have you been a highway patrol?
I've been with the highway patrol 13 years. 13
years. You grew up in Wayne County, is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
What about traffic patterns? I know there's a lot of construction going on around the area.
Yeah, on the north end of the county, a lot of things are changing right now. Even on secondary roads like with Salem Church Road and stuff, they're doing a lot of construction over there where they're bringing a new highway through.
Right.
Of course, it's NC 44 right now, but once they get it all the way opened up, it'll actually change back to US 70, the bypass that's going to go around Goldsboro. And the construction also right now is going through Clay Ridge Nursery Road too. So once again, what you're going to see when I caution you, when it's cold at night, the deer are going to come out. And of course, with all the construction going on there, and it's a very desolate area, it's going to bring the deer out. I mean, I went through that area the other night, and I could just see eyes glowing all around there. I counted like 12 deer in one section over there. So when it gets cold, just please use caution in areas that are wide open, especially when a lot of new construction is going on. It don't matter if they're just building houses. I believe they're starting a new subdivision up there on Pikeville-Princeton Road, and of course it was all wooded area, and now they're cutting all the woods down. So you're going to start, the deer have to go somewhere.
They have to go somewhere, and oftentimes they'll end up out in the middle of the highway.
Yes, sir. 795 is pretty bad for them right now too.
When I see deer, I keep all kinds of hours, and I'm out driving it. But deer only come out. Well, they're out there all the time, but they favor certain times of the night.
Yeah, at night when it starts getting really cold.
Yeah. The
temperature's just like the other night I was working, I knew it was going to get down to 20-something degrees, and I said it's going to be a lot of deer out tonight. And I come down Pate Town Road, and right over there by the old Best Distributing, that's where they were standing right there in their front yard, and I was like, and it's almost in the city limits. So I mean, they don't have nowhere to go right now with everything going on. So that's what it is. And what I do caution people on is people are swerving to avoid these deers and everything else.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but we actually train at our training center. Do not do that. I mean, yes, it's unfortunate you have to strike the animal. It's terrible, but the chances of you going off somewhere else, hitting another car, jerking the wheel, or hurting yourself by hitting something else.
All right,
please don't. It's unfortunate, but you do have to probably strike the animal. It's your best choice.
It is, yeah. Well, you don't have a choice. It's the deer. You either hurt the deer or hurt yourself.
That's correct.
And you have a better chance of hurting yourself if you swerve, possibly losing control or striking another vehicle.
That's correct.
All right, just think about what you're doing out there.
Of course, it's your natural reaction, but still.
Sure. Yeah, well, it's not just deer, but anything.
Exactly.
Dog, cat, or whatever. Trooper Conley, the deer thing there, I try to slow down when I know I'm going through an area where there may be deer, and I've actually seen them out there and blow the horn. Does that do any good?
It'll run them the other way sometimes, because literally some areas of the county, if I go around Seven Springs, I will actually tap the siren and stuff when I see them, and I'll make them run off.
Oh yeah.
So.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to hit a deer either. So.
No.
But even when we're talking about, like you said, different wildlife, we actually had a bear wreck the other day on 795.
Really?
Yes, sir. And so, like I said, the heavily wooded areas are being, torn up now.
Right.
So, to build the roads and stuff, and it's bringing everything out. And I've been here 10 years, back in this county 10 years in May, and that's the first time I could ever think of a bear wreck in Wayne County.
Bear, yeah.
Now they're more common down around Jones County and stuff like that, but now it's starting to happen around here.
Well, we have wildlife here. We have not only deer and bear, we have coyote, we have a little bit of everything.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah. Look, it's great having you in. I appreciate you coming by and talking with us. What if somebody needs highway patrol? How do they contact the highway patrol if there's a problem?
If you need highway patrol, the best way to use it is star HP, star 47.
Star 47, star HP on your cell phone.
And it'll go to one of the communication centers. Sometimes it depends on where, if you're like on the east side of Wayne County, it might go to Williamston or what we call Troop A down there, but they'll transfer you to the appropriate communication center. So if you see a drunk driver in or some kind of hazardous thing, please call it in. And if you get involved in a wreck or you decide you don't want to leave, we're having this a lot of common problems too. People are calling and then they're saying they're disabled, but somebody will come bring them some gas, but they don't tell us. Well, we just might have to drive with the limited amount of personnel we have right now. You know, state budgets, everything shortfall, we might have 2 troopers working and he might just drive 25 miles one way to come check on you and you've left 10 minutes ago. So I ask if something happens like that and you already get back on your way, please call back and just let them know so they can cancel that trooper and we can be somewhere else.
Wow, I didn't realize people were doing that. So if you have a problem and that problem's remedied before a trooper gets there to help, call them back, let them know everything's okay.
Exactly.
And I've done that too. If you see someone driving erratically and you feel they may be a drunk driver, call star 47, star HP, and report them, and they may transfer you to another telephone.
Yes, that's correct.
All right, so be patient with them. I mean, we're talking about people who are out here saving lives.
But if you see one like that and they're drunk and they're running 80, 90 miles an hour, please don't try to stay up with them and risk your own safety.
Oh, gracious.
We ask, you know, don't violate any laws by doing that, but if they're driving 30, 45, yeah, please try to follow them and don't turn off, because sometimes we'll have a trooper and he's coming flying across the county to get there, running blue light and siren, because we consider it a continuous hazardous violation. Drunk driver is very serious to us, and next thing they'll say, well, the caller just turned off and went somewhere else, and now we're having to go really now scout all around and look for them even more. So just give us the benefit of the doubt. Yes, we are short-handed, but we'll do the best we can with the resources we have on hand.
Trooper Mike Conley with the North Carolina Highway Patrol. We appreciate you being in the studio with us today, and come back soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we're back.
We are back, and good morning.
Good morning. Happy Valentine's Day again.
Happy Valentine's Day there. Happy Valentine's Day. Hope everybody's doing well today on this Thursday morning. I have a trivia question.
All right.
Here you go. Trivia question. I'll ask the question now and give you the answer in the next segment. It's about 2 women.
Okay.
Nellie Saunders and Rose Harland. They were both, in 1876, they were professional dancers.
1876?
1876.
Just a day or two ago.
Performed on stage, very popular dancers, professional dancers in 1876, competed in a sport event that they had never competed in before. In fact, women had never competed in this particular sport at all, ever. What was the sport? And in fact, they received a trophy. They both received a trophy. What served as a trophy? Anyway, Nellie Saunders and Rose Harlan competed in this first women to participate in this sport. Competing, they competed against each other.
Okay. Was it something strange like the long jump?
No.
No, not at all.
Not that, no.
You know, because I figured they could, you know, arabesque across.
Arabesque?
Yeah, why not?
Arabesque?
That's right.
What does that mean? Oh,
They can jump really far.
jump really far. Arabesque. I like that.
That's right.
Sounds like a country.
Well, it's not. It's a dance move, but that's
I am
okay.
from Arabesque. How do you do?
So you'll tell us the answer later.
I'll give you the answer later on, yeah.
All right, all right.
What was the competition, the sports competition?
We'll have to think about that.
Think about that.
Well,
While
this
we
weekend,
arabesque.
that's right. This weekend, we need to go see Two-Eyed Titus.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
taking place right there at the Paramount Theater.
Yeah.
Friday, February 15th at 7:30 p.m. The cost for adults is $12 and $10 for seniors and students. A Center Stage Theater will perform this, and a local gentleman, Mr. McClendon.
Gene McClendon.
Gene, I went blank there for a minute. Gene McClendon wrote this, and I just spoke with him recently, and let me tell you, it sounds like it's going to be out of this world.
Got to be.
You know it will be.
He wrote it, so you know it's going to be
It'll
funny.
be funny.
It'll be funny.
It'll be funny. That's this weekend. If you'd like to find out additional information, call 583-8432. Two-Eyed Titus.
Whoop, where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Yeah, she went blank again for a moment.
You're so funny, Wayne.
Stop
You're
that.
so funny.
The Next Step Fair is a transitioning learners of all ages event. Starting at birth and going to the age of 21, anyone in that age group can participate. The Next Step Fair strives to help make transitioning smoother at any age by being a key source of information and connections to community resources and services for children and youth with special health care needs. Now, this is February 26th, and it starts at 10:30, and it's to be held at the First Pentecostal Holiness Church, which is at the intersection of Highway 70 bypass and the other highway there. What is that other highway there?
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't listening to you.
I went blank. Wayne Memorial Drive.
Yes.
Yes. That's it. I don't know what I was talking about. Anyway, no, it's the Next Step Fair at the corner of Highway 70 bypass and
Wayne
Wayne
Memorial
Memorial Drive at First Pentecostal Holiness Church.
Yes.
Again, that's February 26th. Starts at 10:30 to 1:30. They break and come back at 4:30 till 6:30. Anyway, you can call Dr. Heidi Austin at the Health Department. Innovative Approaches is her organization, agency, and she's at 731-1236, 731-1236.
There you go.
Okay.
Seymour Johnson Air Force Base Library is hosting a career readiness test on Tuesday, February 19th from 1 o'clock until 4 o'clock p.m. It'll be in the computer lab at Seymour Johnson's library. It says February career readiness testing. They're doing the work keys test. You will get a certification, which is called the CRC, Career Readiness Certification. It's going to be offered 5 times in February. The Wayne Occupational Readiness Keys for Success, that's WORKS, program will provide testing sessions all different times and all different dates. You can find out all this information on the Chamber of Commerce's website. Let's see, because they sponsor this as well, and Wayne Community College. Both places will list this. Wayne Community College will also offer certifications for this CRC. Oh, well, there's a long list of dates that they'll offer this in their computer lab. But for more information, if you're interested in this certification, you can call 722-1123 for more information about the CRC certification. Wayne Community College can give you a lot of details on that.
And that is such a great program.
It certainly is.
It is a great program. It gets you started, and in fact, it kind of gives you a little advantage.
A head start.
A head start in careers. So go for it. That's
right.
great. Well, according to Chinese legend,
Yes.
when the system of which animal goes first in the Chinese New Year and Chinese calendar, or zodiac rather, when the system was created, 13 animals argued about who got to be first in the cycle of years. Either the Jade Emperor or the Buddha, or one of those folks, depending on where you hear the story, decided that a contest was the only fair way to settle the matter. So the animals would race across a river and then be placed in the cycle in the order they finished on the other side. The 13 animals gathered on one side of the river and they jumped in. The rat was a poor swimmer. Rats couldn't swim. Poor swimmers decided that the best way to get across the river was to ride on the ox's back.
Oh, wow.
Well, the ox, apparently just not real bright, let the rat on his back. And as soon as the ox crossed the river, the rat jumped off his back, and in a photo finish, the rat touched the shore first, and that means that the ox came in second.
And which animal are you?
Do you know which animal you are, Wayne?
I'm a rat.
Wayne is the rat and Kim is the snake. Well, we need to get some details on what they say about the rat.
To get first place.
So you cheated and got first place.
That's what
right
it
here.
sounds like. I know it sounds like that. But the ox was not really qualified to place anyway. But anyway, came in second. Anyway, the tiger, not far behind was the tiger, which had a harder time fighting the river's current than the ox, but was just strong enough to finish third. And then the rabbit arriving fourth, explaining that it had planned to cross the river by jumping from one stone to another, but halfway across, the rabbit hopped onto a floating log and then was almost swept downstream. The log somehow washed up on shore, placing the rabbit fourth. The dragon, which flew across the river, came in fifth. The gods were very curious as to why a mighty flying dragon did not come in first place. The dragon explained it had to stop to make rain for the earth. a likely story. On the way to the finish line, the dragon saw a rabbit clinging to a log and decided to do a good deed and blew the log ashore.
Well, wasn't that nice and
Wasn't that
kind?
nice of the dragon? That was a nice dragon. The snake and the horse. The horse came galloping up onto the shore, only to be surprised by the sight of the snake, which had hidden itself wrapped around the horse's hoof.
Well, how about that? So we're sneaky.
So we both cheated.
We're sneaky.
The startled horse fell backwards into the river, allowing
wow.
the snake to finish 6th, while the horse placed 7th. The ram, the monkey, and the rooster then came ashore together after helping each other across the river. The rooster spotted a raft, and I believe Barbara's a rooster.
You think?
Yeah. The rooster spotted a raft at the start of the race and agreed to share it with the others if the others rowed. So if you guys will row, I'll help you across with this raft here. Yeah, the gods placed them in the order they stepped off the raft. Then there's the dog and the pig. The dog, which was supposed to be the best swimmer of the bunch, came in 11th.
Wow.
The dog explained that it was so far behind because it had not had a good bath in a while.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And he decided to take one while he was in the river. I mean, why not? I mean, there was the soap and the towel, right? The pig, which finished last, also got held up when it got hungry during the race and stopped for lunch and a nap.
Well, there you go.
Okay. The 13th animal to start the race was a cat.
The cat was last.
The cat, in fact, there's only 12, but the 13th animal was a cat. Now, why didn't the cat place? Well, the cat was also riding on the ox's back. But the rat, however, the rat pushed the cat into the river.
Now, how can a rat, a little tiny, well, I don't know how tiny they are, but a rat push a cat?
Hey, you're looking at a rat.
know, I hear you.
What
I
can
hear
I
you.
say? All right. This is why cats, to this very day, do not like rats. They do not like water.
Okay.
So there you go. All right.
Well, thank you, Wayne. That
Just thought
was interesting.
Well, that's the Chinese zodiac.
That's right.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year and Happy Valentine's Day, all wrapped up in one day.
All wrapped up in one.
Wayne, let's go hear what they've got to say from the Boys and Girls Club, and we'll follow that with an interview from Seymour Johnson Air Force Base.
All right.
Joining me today is Jo Heidenreich from the Boys and Girls Club, and she is the development director. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Well, you've got something mighty special to promote with the Boys and Girls Club, don't you, Jo?
We do.
So tell me about it.
Okay, this is our big fundraiser. I'm with the Boys and Girls Clubs of Wayne County. We have 4 units, 3 of them in Wayne County and 1 actually in Johnston County.
Tell me where they all are, if you don't mind.
We have one that's the Northern Wayne unit in Fremont, a unit in Mount Olive, and the unit in Goldsboro is on Royal Avenue. That's the one most people in Goldsboro are familiar with.
Right.
Yes. And we serve, between all 4 of the units, we serve over 1,600 kids a year.
1,600 children.
And
What age groups come through your doors?
They're 6 to 18.
6 to 18.
6 to 18,
So
yes.
if they're in school up until they're about, well, of course you said 16 years old, then you are serving them or can serve them right there at the Boys and Girls Club.
That's exactly right. We serve everybody, and the membership's only $10 a year.
Well, tell me, what is the purpose in the Boys and Girls Club?
We are an after-school program, but we're not like just a daycare. We have programs that we help the children with their character development, their education, their health and life skills. We do more than just a daycare.
Exactly.
We're a lot more than that. And for a lot of these kids, we're their second home. We're where they get a lot of the support that they need to make their life dreams and goals come true.
Well, with all of this being said, what are the hopes and the dreams of the Boys and Girls Club, of the children's lives that come through those doors?
What are the children's dreams?
No, the
Or our
directors.
dreams? Ours, to make these children that come through here productive citizens for our future Goldsboro adults.
Do you see through the years, or have you seen through the years, it make differences and change
Oh,
lives of youth? Can you tell me more about that?
We do change a lot of lives. We have every child that comes through is a story. They all have their own story, and that they're so different. Just as an example, my mother had a traumatic fall last year and ended up in intensive care over in Greenville. The first nurse that we saw, we ended up talking, and she was one of our former club kids.
Oh, wow.
And if you don't think, that didn't mean a lot to
Oh,
me. It
yes.
meant a lot to my mother and my daddy, knowing that this was somebody that had been through
Oh,
where I
yes.
was working now.
Yeah.
So it's amazing who you
Well,
see.
it's like a full circle.
It
You
is.
never know when you're going to run back in or across someone's path that has
It was
come through those
awesome.
doors.
It was awesome.
Well,
So,
that's amazing.
yeah. Yeah.
Tell me what your hours are, and one more time where you're located, the Goldsboro Boys and Girls
Okay,
Club.
the Goldsboro Boys and Girls Club's at 1401 Royal Avenue, and our hours are after school until 7 p.m., and then we're open every teacher work day, and we're open during the holidays. There are very few days that we close during a regular year, because
If-
we're there for the kids.
Right, exactly. If someone wanted to enroll their child in the Boys and Girls Club, what would they need to do?
Just come by the club and pick up an application, fill it out, pay a $10 membership fee, and they're good to go.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
you make it easy enough.
Yeah, they have to be 6 years old. If we have to verify that they are 6 years old. We need a birth certificate for that. But then otherwise, yes, we take anybody that we take anybody.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, recently I did a tour of the Boys and Girls Club, and what amazes me is you have the children do the tours.
Mm-hmm.
The
We did
children
the teens.
are the ones, yeah, the
Mhm.
teens are the ones that take you through, and when they speak to you, they speak with such passion.
They do.
Because this is their world. This
That's
is where
exactly
many of them
right.
have grown up. This is where they spend Monday through Friday. And they're very proud
Yes.
of their environment and the things that you all continue to bring to the table for these young children.
We actually got a grant right before Christmas from Payless Shoes, which enabled us to go buy 200 pairs of shoes for 200 kids. And
Wow.
we took them and went with them. We took them on a couple occasions, and then we had their parents meet us there straight from the club. But on the day that we took them on the one of the days that the kids were out of school. And the kids that were in my car on the way there, I would say, "Okay, what's your favorite thing about Boys and Girls Club? What do you like the best?" And they would say everything. I mean, I can't tell you how many kids said everything. There were some that concentrated. I like the computer lab. Another one, I like the games room. Another one said he liked being in the drumming up character, which is our drum line.
Yes, your drum line.
But there were several of them that just said everything. There's nothing I don't like about the club, and that that speaks
Wow.
for itself.
It absolutely does. It does. And I know you all have it's not new anymore, but a teen center.
Yes.
That is just for that age group, for them to have some privacy and some time away from the younger children.
And we had it remodeled and updated just a little bit. So
Yes,
yeah,
you
we've
did.
got that going.
Yes,
Sure
you did. You
did.
have a director of
New teen
that.
center director, yes, Anthony Tichy.
Yeah, Anthony's been on the show. Well, you all are doing great things over there.
Well, thank you.
You are welcome. Well, tell me about the Pig in the Park. That's your big event coming up.
Yep, this is our big annual fundraiser. This is our 4th year. The first year we did it, it started out kind of like a barbecue and a one-day event, and we thought maybe we'd have 500 to 1,000 people show up. We had 2,500 the first year.
Wow.
And it's grown to last year we had over 5,000.
My goodness.
It starts off with a barbecue cook-off on Friday night. We have up to 25 teams in 2 different divisions. One division is what we call the NCPC, and it's North Carolina Port Council sanctioned. The winner, the top 3 cooks from that can go on to the state championship. We pay for the winner to enter the state championships. That's part of their winnings for winning in that division. Then we have what we call a backyard division for those people that don't cook all the time and
Just
just
wanna
want
do
to
it for
see
the
how
love
they're
of competing and cooking.
and to be called the best backyard cook in Wayne County.
Of course. That's a great title to
Yeah,
have.
yeah. So that starts off Friday night, and then we have some events downtown. We're doing it in conjunction with the Downtown Goldsboro Development Corporation
Right.
and with Goldsboro Wayne Travel and Tourism. They help us out with this event. Then on Saturday, the event itself is from 9 to 4. And we're still looking for vendors right now, and for barbecue teams and for sponsors.
So if somebody wanted to fill one of those categories, what would they need to do? Call you all?
They could call us on the number 735 2358.
That's okay. That's okay.
Or they could go to our website. We have all the sponsor forms on our website, and that's piginthepark.com.
Wow. Tell us what the dates are for Pig in the Park.
Pig in the Park's going to be April 13th on a Saturday, and we're hoping the weather's going to be beautiful.
Oh, well,
it
let's
was
keep our fingers
last
crossed.
year. It was beautiful last year.
And which park is it in? Where's it
It is
held?
in Old Waynesboro Park.
Waynesboro Park.
Which is a perfect,
Wow,
it's a perfect
yes, it
venue.
is.
We're about to outgrow it as large as we're getting, but it's a
Yes.
great venue, and we'd love for everybody to come out to it.
Wow. Okay. So if people are interested in whether you want to be a cook, whether you want to be a vendor
Or sponsor.
or a sponsor, you can go to the website. You can give
Call
you a
the
call,
club.
or you can stop by.
That's right. That's right. And we'd
Wonderful.
love to have anybody.
So now, to be able to come to Pig in the Park,
Doesn't cost a thing. The only thing that we ask is that you come and you buy a $5 barbecue plate. And you get barbecue, slaw, a vegetable, and a roll. $5.
so
Can't beat it.
Well, you're exactly right. So what can people expect other than the great food?
We have music. We'll have the Mighty Saints of Soul band, which is a beach top 40, my husband, playing from 12 until 2, and then we have a country band playing from 2 to 4, and that's Blake Kearney Band, and I
Yes.
think part of them are
Mhm. He's
actually
a-
out
he's
of
a local
Pikeville.
boy. Mhm.
Another local group. We'll have a gospel group before that, and then our drumming up character group will perform at 11 to kind
Oh,
of
that's great.
open up the music part of
So
it.
lots of good music, lots of good food and barbecue, and lots of good fellowship.
Yep, and we'll have a kids area for the kids to play too.
Great.
So
Give them a date one
come
more time.
April 13th at Old Waynesboro Park.
April 13th, Pig in the Park. Put it on your calendars now. We want to see you there. Hi, good morning. Joining me today is Lieutenant Colonel Montgomery. He is the director of the 4th Fighter Wing Inspections, or the Warlord. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
We are so glad to have you on board telling us what's happening with the 4th Fighter Wing and with your inspections. Tell me what your title means.
Well, like you said, I am the director for 4th Fighter Wing Inspections. Everybody on base calls me the Warlord, and basically what I do is I ensure that the wing is ready to deploy to support our nation's military taskings. We do that through a couple of different aspects, one of which is operational readiness exercises and operational readiness inspections. And they basically test our ability to deploy and employ in a hostile environment and in a contested and degraded environment. So we do that through the exercises periodically, and then we've got a big inspection that's coming up in March.
That's what I'm hearing. Well, you've got a mighty big job. It sounds like sitting on your shoulders. Can you tell me what an ORE is and what's the purpose of an ORE?
Well, an operational readiness exercise is really what the 4th Fighter Wing uses to ensure that we're prepared to deploy and employ. We have folks that are on base that set up the exercises. We try to do them quarterly. We've been doing them a little bit more frequently as we get ready for our big inspection. But basically, we take the wing through a 5-day exercise. We deploy to a simulated location. So we deploy airmen, cargo, and the aircraft. And then we set up and we operate for a period of time where we employ the aircraft, we fly them, we bring them back down, our maintainers fix them, we reload the aircraft, and then we go up and fly again, all while we're operating in a contested environment, either for chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear.
Oh my goodness. And are you prepared for that before you go, before you
Yes,
leave
ma'am.
for the mission?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Obviously, all this is simulated, so it's done at Seymour Johnson. But what this does is this tests our readiness, and it demonstrates our ability so that if we're called, we can deploy and we can enact whatever our senior leaders ask of us.
And be ready for any situation
Yes,
that may
ma'am.
arise. Well, tell me, why is training so important, or specific trainings, why are they so important?
That's a great question. The easiest way to explain that is the differences between what we're doing now and what we might be asked to do in the future. Obviously, we've been engaged for over a decade,
Right.
And we're pretty good at what we do right now. But we don't know what tomorrow's fight is going to bring. So what we do is we try and simulate as best that we can what we would expect the enemy to bring to the table. So we simulate that through the exercises that we have, and we try and prepare ourselves for the unknown, really. We'll take a scenario and we'll build it up. We'll have an opposing force that simulates against the blue forces that we have at Seymour Johnson and try and prevent us from achieving our goal. All with the idea that if we can operate in this environment, we're going to try and make it as difficult as possible, so that no matter what we see when we actually get deployed in real world, that we'll have at least had 1 or 2 opportunities to practice it.
Every time I hear you all talk about what you actually do, it absolutely amazes me. It really does, that you do this as a job every day, and that you protect our entire world. I mean, you protect the United States, you protect Goldsboro, North Carolina, you protect our state. It just amazes me that you all are trained to such a high ability to handle anything that comes before you.
Well, first and foremost, it's an honor. The 4th Fighter Wing, part of Goldsboro, part of Wayne County, and part of North Carolina, we're honored to be asked to take up that mantle of security. Obviously, we don't do it alone. We've got
Right.
the local agencies here. We also have our sister services that are in North Carolina on the East Coast and for the nation. It's exciting, but as with any profession, the reason that we do exercises like this is so that we can make sure that we hone our skills so that when we're asked, we can do that. It's no different than a firefighter or a policeman training.
Right.
We're excited that we get to do it every day. It's a lot of fun, but it is serious business, and
Right.
we take it very seriously.
Right. Well, you mentioned inspections are coming up. Tell me why are these inspections so important and what role do they play?
We've got a big inspection that's coming up the first week of March. ACC, our parent command, Air Combat Command, is going to come down and they're going to evaluate the 4th Fighter Wing's ability to do like what we just talked about, to deploy airmen, cargo, and aircraft to a simulated foreign location and then employ those airmen and aircraft and be successful in the mission that we're tasked against. The reason it's important is because not only does it give us an opportunity to demonstrate our capabilities, but it also shows our senior leaders that we're ready, if they make the call to the 4th Fighter Wing, that we can do the mission that they're going to task us
So
with.
you've proven yourselves before you're actually called to duty.
Yes, ma'am. Obviously, we practice a lot, but if we get the opportunity to do that, we want to make sure that our senior leaders don't have any concerns about putting us into battle. First, we want to be the first ones out the door. We want to be the first ones on the ground so that we can get the mission done.
Goodness. Well, how does it compare to a real deployment? You know, you exercise and you prepare, but how does it compare?
Well, like I said, we have a team of folks that set up these scenarios for our exercises, and they do a magnificent job. But obviously, there's some simulations
Right.
that you just can't do. Obviously, we're not going to deploy to a foreign location. It's all going to be done out of Seymour Johnson. We're going to be flying off the East Coast and in a couple of other states where we have ranges that we can fly to. So there's some simulations there, but we've done the best that we can to ensure that the training that we get most closely mirrors what we would expect in terms of the timing and the duration for the exercise.
Well, what can the community expect during these exercises or during the inspections?
Well, the great thing is that we've done 6 exercises already. So if folks haven't noticed anything, they're probably not going to notice anything in March. We've got one next week, and then, like I said, we've got our inspection the first full week. I'm sorry, we've got one next week, and then we've got our inspection the first full week of March. It's a 24-hour inspection or evaluation, and it takes about 5 days. So the things that Seymour Johnson is going to do, obviously, we'll set up 24-hour operations, which means the services that we have on base are going to be diminished a little bit. We're going to do what we can to mitigate that, but folks need to understand that we're going to be flying a little bit later. So there's going to be the jet noise that most people are associated with. There's going to be some loud noises on base that are simulating explosions or simulated gunfire. But the thing that's probably going to impact the community the most is going to be the fact that there's going to be delays at the gate, and any of those individuals are going to be coming on base that would do anything with any of the organizations, be it the youth community centers or the hospital, the medical clinic. There's going to be delays because with 24-hour operations, we just don't have as many folks that we can to serve them.
So during that 1 week mainly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. During that 1 week.
First week in March?
Yes, ma'am. That's the big one.
Well, you know, it's interesting when we hear the airplanes fly out of Seymour Johnson. You know, most of us here in our community think of freedom when we hear that. That is just something we're used to, something we love, something we expect. And a lot of us do notice when the flights seem to be heavier at night. You know, you wonder, oh, are they training? They probably are, whenever it's not the norm.
Yes, ma'am.
So
we take the relationship that we have with Goldsboro and with Wayne County very seriously. And we try to make sure that that's a good and a fostering and a nurturing relationship. So we don't want to we don't want to do anything that's going to put folks out. But we appreciate that you guys understand that sometimes we've got to fly a little bit later so that we can train to a specific mission.
That's exactly
and
right.
we appreciate that.
Well, you know, once again, we appreciate what you all do, and you are part of our community. You know, you're just another arm of Goldsboro and Wayne County, and we very much appreciate and love having you all here and embrace the relationship that Seymour Johnson and Goldsboro has.
Yes, ma'am.
And we appreciate that.
Starting with individuals, working through private businesses, all the way up to the government agencies that work hand in hand with the 4th Fighter Wing. It's an amazing relationship that I'm proud to be a part of, and I know that everybody on Seymour Johnson is proud to be a part of.
Oh, yes. Well, thank you all for coming on the show on a regular basis. I think that will help the community better understand things that are happening at Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. So we appreciate your time and efforts, and nice speaking with you today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being with us today. We hope you've learned more about what the warlord does in his community.
We're back on WGTV, Wayne Goldsboro Television. Thank you for being with us. This is Channel 10. Unless you're not watching on Channel 10, it's another channel, Channel 99.
There you go.
There you go, in the northern Wayne County. That's the U-verse, folks, AT&T's U-verse. And if you're watching on Channel 10, you're watching on Time Warner. Regardless, we
Exactly.
thank you very much for being with us. You can also catch repeats during the day at when are the repeats? At noon, at 5:30, again during the evening hours, and or you can go to our YouTube site at
That's
WayneGov.com and
GoldsboroNC.gov.
GoldsboroNC.gov and
That's exactly
WayneGov.com. There you go. All right. I asked a trivia question a little while ago, and the trivia question was, back in 1876,
Yeah.
professional dancers Nellie Saunders and Rose Harlan competed in the first ever women to compete in this sporting event. They competed against each other, and what was the sporting event? And the answer is
Can't wait to hear.
boxing.
Really?
That's right, boxing. And the winner received a silver-plated butter dish.
Well, there you go.
Saunders, it was actually a boxer's wife. She also won $200. The match was held in New York City, 1876. They started boxing each other. I mean, it was
Dancers
they didn't
were
just
in a
start.
boxing competition.
Yeah, they were dancers, so they knew how to
Maneuver.
and dance around the ring.
That's right.
There you
They
go.
put on a show while they were boxing.
I'm
maybe.
sure they did.
I'm sure they did too.
A little song, a little dance.
There you go.
And there's more to that I'm not going to repeat right now, okay?
That's right.
Okay. All right. What do we have?
Let's see. The Arts Council of Wayne County has something going on.
What is that?
Monday, February the 25th at 5 o'clock p.m., they are having pop arts portraits.
What?
Pop arts portraits with Lou Ann Smith.
Oh.
Children between the ages of 14 and 18 will create and we've talked about this before, an Andy Warhol
Oh, yeah.
type painting. It's a series using a photograph of themselves. So you bring a photograph of yourself, and they will teach you how to paint just looking at that particular photograph.
Oh. Okay.
Yep. So you visually look at your photograph, and they'll teach you how to maneuver and make that look like your painting.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
That's right, and that's taking place at the Arts Council of Wayne County. Don't forget, February 25th. I'm sure they would like for you to call and register. That number is 736-3300 for ages 14 to 18.
Okay, so if I participated, I could take a picture of Mickey or Minnie.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
If you so choose.
If I so choose,
If
yeah.
you so choose.
Coming up on tomorrow's program,
Yes.
we have, my buddy John Lewis is going to be with us. Now, John is the president of the Tuscarora Council of the Boy Scouts. He's going to be with us. We're going to be talking about the Boy Scouts.
Of course.
And we have a couple of guys coming in from the Optimist Club. We're going to be talking about what the Optimist Club is, what they do, and what a great organization that is. And it
What all
really
they've
is.
done for Wayne County.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Anyway, I'll tell you tomorrow who they are. Anyway, that's all coming up on our program for Friday, okay? Join us again tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock here on Wgtv. And until then, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best. Happy Valentine's Day. Be good to your loved ones.